Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Ramirez. I never really tried this before. I played tournaments, but I never really copied them or tried to do this. This seems like for 3 hours. I wanted to try it out. So one of these groups are mine. The other two are not. So I'm definitely gonna let the people in my group know what I'm doing, basically. But I just wanted to show you guys pretty much how this kind of works. The chess.org is a pretty good website. I like it a lot. You also can report, so it's very, unlikely that, yeah, I've won like a whole lot of games last week. Like, that's pretty much almost every single game, which is pretty cool. So, I think I lost like 2 and had 2 draws. So, but anyways, I wanted to do a tournament and preparation of it and let my guys know that I shared this to more than one group. So I share to more than one group. So you guys can maybe find more people to play with. In my chat, I try to encourage people to play against each other. They don't talk much, but that's okay. They did it initially. They don't much anymore. I'm pretty sure most of them develop friendships and just simply, most of the games are probably in PM. So I did it in 15 minutes it starts. I did it for 3 hours because 15-minute games, 15 obviously seconds each move. So that leaves maybe 5 games for the whole tournament each. Before I play, I do enjoy once in a while doing stuff. Let's try this one out. Opening blunders. All right. Starts 15 minutes. I enjoy chess, so I assume everybody that plays is happy like I am. Alright, opening blunders. Now, of course, you don't purposely play 4 blunders, but, So it's good to try to practice a little bit. Sometimes I go back and try to see how this happened. Pretty much every move, for the most part, is usually normal moves. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen anyone ever open up like that. Okay, so b6 somehow is a blunder. I don't even see how. But these kind of practices are really good because when you play, people make mistakes a lot. So it's nice to see more advanced mistakes to help you figure things out. Let's see. Go back a few. How do I go back moves? Okay. Okay, so he captured. So I captured, he captured, and he captured again. Okay. So obviously I castled in that. So well, if I'm going to rook over one, you can't capture. It's the wrong move. They also give hints. So obviously, if that angle's messed up, this is obviously the move. All right, and I'm guessing this is it right here, because the fork. And then I can move my rook over or capture the knight. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. I did not see that angle, so obviously I can always go to the next problem, or I can look it over. I like looking them over. So right in the opening, he's obviously seen the issue here. He moved up. He figured if he takes that capture or move up. So that was the setup right here. So basically, yeah, he knew that the capture would be bad after the queen move. Okay. All right, next problem. Black move. I mean, me personally, I would probably just take the knight. So that's what I would normally do. Okay. Oh, this way. No. See, I don't know. My first thought was capturing the pawn, and apparently that is the move. I didn't like it because I lose a piece over it, which shows here. Oh, he captures, I recapture, I put him in check, I take this one back. So basically he lost his right to check, to basically to castle, basically. So, alright. Well, this is definitely bringing my confidence down. I like to practice a tiny bit before games, but this is definitely bringing my confidence down. If I don't know stuff like this, somebody can checkmate me or take my pieces in the beginning. I'm glad I got out. Hopefully, I got out my system before the game starts. So, how much longer? Someone's in already. Okay, he's about the same rating as me, which is nice. All right. I don't even know what my correct rating really is because I barely play on that. I study more than anything, and then I play a whole bunch of different modes, mostly correspondence or other stuff and other apps, and so I don't even know what my rating really is now. I can go right here and okay. I figured I'd call it check and maybe take the pawn. So he's seen something a little better. Bishop, queen. This will cover more ground. Okay, of course, obviously. So I call it check and then checkmate, maybe. Oh, how would it be a checkmate? I don't see an actual checkmate. Yeah, I do now. Okay. Now, when you notice really good patterns for checkmates, you will notice the checkmates in the opening when people make a mistake. So, obviously, I'm not very familiar with the checkmates they're showing me right now. Alright. Obviously, the knight moves the bad move. So, now I can go here, but I don't know if that's, yeah. Alright. I can just, is that, I think that is checkmate, but. Okay. Now I'll take the queen. That's what I'll do. Okay. That's good. I don't understand what's going on here now. I'm like, what's going on? Alright. Obviously I won't capture the queen in this situation. Maybe capture this. I don't like this one too much. It's a lot of extra possibilities that they're showing. Alright. Apparently I'm doing a little better, which makes me feel nice. But I'll just take that if that's the case. Alright. Okay. I feel a little better. I'm going to stop now. I feel a little better. Get those little mistakes out my way, so I like practicing a tiny bit, not much, because I don't want to rattle my brain and then play and, you know, make a lot of mistakes in the game. So, all right, so 3 more minutes. Now I actually feel pretty good because I already showed this actually. But I've won most of my games, and these are correspondence, so I have 3 days to move. And if you've seen my other videos, you'll see I have like almost 100 games going on at a time. And I win a lot more than I do on actual tournaments with people, and it's because I get nervous. So we have 3 minutes left. And you can always fast forward to the games. Only one person joins, so it's 3 hours. So hopefully more people join while it's going on. I mean, you only play 5 games, so it's not really that big of a deal, really. But for 3 hours with this time, but most people like playing 5-minute games, which I don't like it. You don't get much time to think or figure stuff out. So let's see. 2 more minutes. Oh, the Magnus trainer is really awesome. You have to pay money for the actual thing though. It's like, I think $7.99 or something like that a month. So it's, I think it's probably worth it. I mean, you can play for free and do it, but you miss out on a lot of details. So not that I'm like trying to promote different stuff. It's just something that I use myself. I don't want to. And it also had a level, hard, and medium. The gem means I had to pay to learn those lessons. They have other stuff that you can do if you're not paying for it. So, openings. That's interesting. I've been wanting to study openings for a while now with people, and a lot of people don't want to study them. Most of these I need to pay for. I did as a civilian. I have in London, I guess I can review this a little bit. This is really something I want to study more on. The fact that most of it needs it means I probably would eventually pay for it once I feel like my money situation is better. I'm paying for a gym membership and I barely go, so once that membership is gone, I'm gonna probably pay for this. So hopefully after 5 years I'm a master and I have all these videos of the process. That way anyone who's around my level right now, and if I am successful after 5 years, they can watch my videos and see what I did and how I did it, and they can attempt to copy it, which is what I want to do. I want to be able to be master and copy the process is basically my goal. So anyone who wants to redo it, they can. So, all right. So it's starting pretty soon. It's just me and one other person, and hopefully we get a lot of good games. All right. Oh, he's doing the blitz part. Okay. That's interesting. So I'm not sure about the opening, so I'll just copy, you know. I won't copy that. I don't like developing my pieces in that way, so I guess the knight first blocks my e pawn going to e4, so I'm guessing that's the purpose of that. I'm not sure if my pawn belongs on c5 or c7. In this opening. I want my up and then possibly make it so I can move the other one up. So, okay. I like that setup. It kind of creates some problem. I'm going to move the pawn first because if he moves his pawn, then I can capture. If I move my knight first and he moves pawn to d4, then I can't move my e-pawn. So, okay. Alright, so I'm not sure what he learned, but it definitely looked like it's meant to specifically disrupt my center. So I wanted my pawn on e4, but I might just settle for d5. I like it. I think he's doing a good job. So let's see how this works out. Alright, now in the exercise I was doing, I remembered the queen going and calling check and causing a lot of problems, so I had to be mindful of that. I didn't even notice it during the exercises, so obviously I wouldn't notice it in the game. So that's a good reason to practice. Besides just tactics, you know, opening blunders, strategy, tactics, everything. People say just do tactics, but there's different types, so now you castle. I probably should castle before I do too much. I want to keep my pawn structure, so I'll do that first. All right. Isolated pawn or pawn chain. Pawn chain meaning if I move my c pawn up, possibly move my b and a pawn later on. Isolated pawn is capture pawn, him capture, and then the center be kind of open for more dynamics. So basically my idea is either right ring, pawn advancement, or center capture and dynamics. I'll look at what I think might be better for what I want to do. All right. I want to play tactics with him. I want to see how this works. I'll do dynamics. So, and if he's too good for me in that direction, the next time I'll do more positional play and do the other part instead in the future, since we have more than one game. And he's caught on time. He cut himself on time, so playing for more tactics will only benefit me because he has less time to think about the specific details of each move, which is why I'm taking my time. I should castle before anything else. I look pretty solid. I don't see any direct attacks that he can do. So I'm going to castle. I'm thinking about doing an a5 and then bishop to a6. That's what I'm considering. He's covering my pawn a lot. Well, indirectly in all kinds of ways. So I'm going to move my bishop to e6. I'm glad I didn't set it up with the a5 yet, because that would have been a wasted move. So I'll stack up my defense against the pawn since that's the focus. So I can, okay, I'll keep my focus on the pawn in the center. That's basically the whole game right now with the way he wants to do. I'm going to move my rooks back there to help as well. Now he can move down to e4. Not, but I can capture with my knight. He can capture. There's all type of captures that can happen. My rook down. If he doesn't break open the center right away, I'll move my queen somewhere else. That way my rook can be targeting his queen. Okay. Now I move my queen over. That way if he has any ideas, I can simply just, deal with it accordingly. I'm not sure if what he did was a mistake, because I can move my bishop over to h3. Very bad spot for anybody to be in. I'm going to do that. Wait. My c pawn is vulnerable. If I do that, okay. If I do that, to h3. If he moves his bishop up, I can make. His bishop is hanging right now. His black bishop is kind of hanging, but also attacking. So if I do a double attack, he can capture a piece. But it is still hanging. Okay. I think he's setting up for the rook on the file just like I did. Attack his bishop. And that's to be expected. Alright. I like the how you move thing because I didn't see him move at all. Alright. Now if we all capture, the game will be simplified. I have 2 pawns in the center. He doesn't have any in the center right now. I have my rook, my bishop, his bishop attacking my center. I can use mine to defend it or attack. I think I like better my situation. So trading and simplifying it and playing positional off the center I think might be best for me. I have to move my pieces a little bit because he's attacking my center, so I can't just move my c pawn whenever I want to. But I think I have an edge, so I'm gonna a slight one. Okay, he's attacking my center twice. I'm defending it twice. I moves up 1. No, I shouldn't. Yeah, I'll move up this one first. So if I move my c pawn, he can't put his knight there. I'm not sure why he would, but just in case. Of course, to be expected. I'm not sure where he's trying to go with that piece, but he's attacking my pawn twice if I move up. So he is definitely focusing on my pawn, which I'm assuming he studied his opening very well. And that can explain why he did a time cut and felt very confident with moving very quickly in the beginning. So I'm guessing he definitely understands his opening better than I do. I'm sorry about that. That's not okay. I'm very weird about money, so I have to consider deleting the video or not. Alright, I can pin his knight. He can just go on capture, I capture, he captures. The pin knight means nothing. So I would have to defend the pawn, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna defend the pawn this way. He is definitely doing a very good job at attacking the center. A very good job. I thought me making it more open center-wise and that would give me an edge, but he's definitely making sure I don't have that like I thought I would. I might have to move my bishop over because of his knight. I want to stop his attacks towards my center. So, okay, I expected that. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this without putting my king in there. I'm thinking about moving my king over and actually having them behind my pawns while moving them up. It is definitely something I am considering. If he goes down, I capture, he captures. If I capture, he can move his rook down. I capture, rook down. I capture, center pawn gone. He would definitely okay, my C pawn is attacked twice and defended twice, so I can move my D pawn up one to dislodge the knight. Which I'm gonna do. Wait. I can go to bishop to D4. Bishop to D4 would attack the knight. Oh, his king can move over one. For a second there, I thought I might have a possibility of a free piece there, but he can move his king to F2. But if I do that, and he moves down, I capture. If he moves his B pawn down, I capture, he captures. I capture, he moves rook down. I think this is best. I need a door, which is weird because it's only 12. Sorry about this.
Yeah, the kid was up and makes no
Hello?
sure what he thinks of shit. And they need to get.
Hello?
Sorry. Hi.
Hey.
Remember me?
Neighbor, yeah.
Yeah. Or no, I'm Christina's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you guys got my any mail for me, like a W-2?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll go upstairs and ask my wife. Okay.
Okay. Well, okay.
Alright, 1 second. Alright. Mail sometimes come to this house. They lived here before, so we save it for them. Alright. Now, how do I take advantage of this? I think I helped them by moving my bishop there. Do we have any mail for Christina's sister? Do we have any mail for Christina's sister? She has to fill a W-2 form or not. Did it come here? I guess she's waiting for it and probably never got it. Alright, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna capture it and do that.
Do you need glass?
Huh?
Do you need glass?
Maybe. I'll ask. Alright, thank you. I'll close the door for the cats. Alright, that's what I expected. And that's another reason why I like playing with time, is because I get distractions a lot. Now I want to promote my pawn. So, how would I go about doing that? Is Jeannie gloss or?
Yep.
Okay, here you go.
Hey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I'm not being nosy, but I seen you had a bunny.
Yeah.
I have chinchillas. Oh, the cat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Okay. Now I can concentrate on the game. Probably lost like 3 minutes, which is not a big deal since he cut his time in half. So if I lose, it definitely wouldn't be due to time. Okay. I'm gonna have to capture, and then try to promote my pawn. Basically, is my goal. I'm gonna put my H and F pawn on black squares because of his bishop. I don't want a surprise tactic where I lose a pawn on that side. So I'm sure he's calculating right now what to do. We're basically going after the pawn. Pawn wars. Pawn wars are always fun. Alright, so this looks like it could be a drawn game, a draw. If his time cut in half, I don't know how that works. Number is double points, which means he will be winning in a draw situation, if I am correct on that. So I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna move my pawn up, I guess. That's all I can think of doing after that. Alright, there's not much for me to do. I'll move my bishop to here and maybe move my king down and around. Use my bishop to block his rook from the whole file. So I can do that. If I can get my king to a5 and bishop over and possibly do something with that. His movement going down. He's thinking about taking advantage of that square, so I might have to move my rook to b file. I mean the b rank, or rank or file, b7. Back rank, so that's okay. Rank 7 is files that are letters. Okay, not that it matters. Alright, let's see what he does. He does that. Oh, my king blocked my rook, even though I knew it, and I literally blocked myself. How do I fix it? How do I fix this? I don't even know how I fix this. Okay, capture, he captures, I capture, he captures. I can't go to g8 because of his bishop. He gets that other pawn, and he gets to push his pawns while blocking mine with his bishop. It was basically what it looked like to me. I really messed that up. Alright, I really messed it up. There's not much else I can do. I can move my pawn up one, actually. try to save it, move my rook over to the H file. I can try that. But for the most part, I think I messed up pretty bad. Alright. And his king can't come over because I'll just take his other pawn. I'll take his E pawn if he moves his king over, so. I was trying to keep center control, and I basically lost any kind of center control. He has more center control than I do. I have the outside pawns is my only thing that I actually do have. With my king over like I said I would. I feel a bit compressed, so I don't know how good this is going to turn out for me. I'm definitely my bishop to a4. He can't do much about it with his rook and his bishop, with his bishop blocking his rook. That's why it's important to coordinate your pieces. I made a mistake earlier. He's trying to prevent something and he blocked himself the way he did it. So I don't know what a good move would have been. I didn't really take my time, which is a mistake. Let's see. See what we get here. Basically it's a race of whoever gets the queen first. All right. One pawn versus three. Not excited about this at all. Pawn chain versus rook. Now, okay, obviously f8, g6, I capture, g7, g6 would prevent a queen, but I do that. He has his rook can capture, and then his rook can capture my other pawn. Like if I go to f8, he can just capture and not move. I want my king, him capture my other pawn and then move over, which I'm gonna have to move my king over and completely try to block him out. So it's either I lose or draw is basically what this is. I have to attempt to use my king to prevent the situation. He can move his king over now. Yep. Can't take that pawn because of this, but I can round. Okay. Your king has to stay in that area. Well, not he has to. What am I saying? His king can't stay in that area. Not that it has to. He can't. All right. And I hope my if I move my rook up and he captures and I capture, he can move his king down to f5, and no matter where I go it'll be gain. So I can't move my rook back up. My rook to e8, or actually g8. If he captures, I capture, if I move my rook to g8 and he broke his rook to g7 check, and I capture his pawn. I go down one. He brings his king down one. That would be a draw game. So let's see if he does it. And my ranking that I'm at, about half the people I'd say understand that checkmate that I explained. Now, if I'm a rook and he calls check, I'd be forced to h5, is where I'd be forced to go. I move my king to h5, he can move his king to f5. I captured a pawn check, he moves, I move my rook down. So I'm going to do that. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but I'm going to do that. And I think this is the best way to try to draw the game. I'm going to keep trying to find ways to make it a draw. So I only have one square. I can't, no reason to think about it. Alright. He's avoiding my draw attempts very, very well. He can move his pawn down, and not really much I can do to prevent it. Alright. It's a good game. I'm pretty sure he'd like to finish it, so I'm not gonna just give up. So I'll just do that. And his pawn goes down. And if it went the other way, he could just went down and called checkmate on a8 with his rook. Okay, that was a nice game. Now let's see if more people join the tournament, or if it's just going to be me and him for the next 3 hours. Well, the next 2 hours. It's been 43 minutes, 15 minutes till 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes, so. Okay, back to tournament. You got 2 points for that. Okay, a lot of people joined. I am happy about that. 2 people are on pause. You have three newer players, 1 unknown, 3, me and 2 others are on my level. Okay. And rock is 11, so it's hello. All right, let's do this. I won't do the halftime thing at all, unless I'm like super desperate and losing. So I'll be moved soon, because from my understanding, if they don't move at a certain time, it's automatic win, which I don't mind the extra points, but I also want to play. I don't want to just get points. All right. I learned a little bit about attacking. I'm gonna do it. I probably shouldn't have, because, like I said, I learned a little bit about it, and I did it anyways. I normally, recapture, I move the queen, have a certain setup that I like after that, but okay. I'm going to protect the pawn, and then move my knight to d2, my b knight. That's going to be my idea for my plan for my structure. I think I like that. I'm not sure if I should move the bishop or not, or if I should fianchetto it, is the term that is used. I'm going to knight over it now, because if he captures, I'd have to recapture. Alright. I didn't do it with my knight, because if he captured my knight with his knight and I capture, we would trade queens with me losing my castle. So that's why I decided to capture with that piece instead. I'm going to try to push his bishop back. I think I'll move my queen to b3, my bishop to f4, but he would definitely castle before all that. Now, if I'm going to pawn up to e5, that's a fork. My queen is in a bad spot. He captures, he can just, yeah. If he captures the pawn, I can't recapture for my knight. So I'm going to do this first for a threat, or what a perceived threat, so I can do that fork if he castles. Castling would be a, I guess, opening blunder if I was to now if I recapture, just take my pawn. So I'm gonna do this. Kind of messes up my squares a little bit, but I'm gonna use my bishops on the B and C area, attacking the king side, and move my rook to G1 and try to look for possible threats. Now, I can't move my pawn up one because my knight is no longer on f4. I can move my knight to c. Not 100% sure. Because I'm not sure, I don't want to mess up my structure very much. Let's move my bishop over. I might have messed up already. I might add it to a castle on the queen side, and the rook would be right. I was thinking my rook to d1, but I'm like, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just castle, which I'm gonna do right now. I'm like king of c2 probably to unpin my knight. I don't like the pin right now. All right. Now from my knight up, and my king up, and then he moves his rook over. then I can move my bishop back to c1, preventing an attack against that. Yeah, I can do that. And then if he wants to mount up on it, I can always move my other bishop over. So, all right. Excuse me. All right, so I'm also at the door, so more time. Hello?
I forgot I was supposed to get this to you from Micah.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Doesn't he need one?
We can use one. Well,
okay.
yeah, 3 of us play, and we only had 2 controllers, so
Alright.
that's
It
works.
doesn't have batteries in it. I thought Joey was going to put batteries in it, but she didn't. I'll see.
Oh.
But my sister said that Micah needed one.
Yeah.
I think, or you guys need one, whoever of the family.
Yeah. Is it batteries or is it rechargeable?
I don't know.
Looks
Batteries?
like batteries. Okay, that's fine.
Well, it's good enough, though? If
Yeah,
not, I mean,
we can always get batteries. That's fine.
Good deal, good deal. Ooh.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. Xbox, 1 controller, which is pretty nice. All right. Now back to chess. Now, I can't move my knight because obviously he would just take my rook and call it check. I was thinking move my bishop and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I mean, I can take his knight and mess up his pawns, but that would just open up a file against my king. You know, he takes, he can move his rook over and bring his pawn down. That's my chain thing. So I definitely don't want to lose my piece. I want to link up my rooks. So I'm gonna go here and creating a threat against his king, forcing his responses to limited choices. I kind of rushed a little bit, but that's fine. I think that's a good idea. I rushed a little bit because of, even though I have a lot of time, I you know. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't know if I want to force his queen to move yet or not. It depends on where I want the bishop. If I can call a check first, make him move his king, and then take the bishop, like an in-between move type thing. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm thinking about taking the bishop with my bishop, because I can then move. No, I can't move that. I'm gonna take it with my bishop first. Think about moving my h rook to e1, and then possibly my f pawn. Try to march up there a little bit, cause some type of threat. Okay. That's to be expected. Now I can always move my bishop right now to threaten his queen. The question is, what's the best way to threaten his queen? Let's see what squares he can go to first. If I do, he can't go anywhere in the d file. He can't go on c5. Right now it'll be e5, e7, or c. If I move my bishop to f4, he can only go to e7 safely. His knight prevents me from going to e3, threatening the queen, and then later going to c5 for a check. So I can't do that. If I go to e3 and he moves his, let's say, queen to e7, I can my bishop back, threatening the knight, so I can try to fork the queen. But wouldn't that be good for me positionally? I can't do a tactic without being good position, because if it fails, then I'm in a bad position. So obviously I don't want to be in a bad position. So if I go there, let's say he moves his queen over, if I move my bishop down to c4, what can he do, basically? I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with, I don't see anything he actually can do. That's a problem. So if he messes up, and I, get something out of it. I don't like a lot of tricks and tactics unless I think it's sound positionally or, strategy-wise. Otherwise, I'm just moving pieces to take pieces, and if I messed up, I'm in screwed trouble, if he defends. So that's why I don't like to just do them just because. I mean, f4 would have limited the queen to one specific spot, but I wanted to create more threats in the future, so I think e3 was better positioned for that, is what I think. I could be wrong, but I think it is better for that, so, He gave up. I don't know why he gave up, but and unless there's a move there I didn't notice, but I'll look at it later. I have a tournament to go to. Alright, so I did okay. The top person is 3 points. Nice there. How are you? Good luck. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you. Okay. A lot of people have it on pause, so right now it's me and 2 others. Alright, never mind. Alright. Let's see. Okay. I have to let them know that they have to unpause it in order to play. Some people, if they see the pause button or the join button after they're playing, they'll click it, not 100% sure know what they're doing. I didn't know people did that until people were talking in the group. I have a group chat, a messenger, so I've learned this right here a little bit, so I'm gonna try it out. This gambit. I'm not really fully proficient in it, but I think I understand it pretty well. Okay, now I like to move my queen on b3. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do it right away or move my pawn up first. But if I do it right away, and then he moves his knight down, I can I can I gotta remember my threats. Because if I do that, he can go to a5, and then I can move my queen over, and he can capture, I capture. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm supposed to go to d4 first. But if I do that and he captures his pawn, I capture my pawn, he goes back down and calls check. So I'm gonna do this first. I know he can defend against it, but I also want to disrupt what he's doing. Alright. He definitely prevented that. Now I can't move my pawn yet. If he captures, I would capture threatening his bishop. He can come down and call a check. I might want to castle first. I'm going to castle first. Alright. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm not sure if a4 or b5 is better. Either which way, if he captures, I recapture no matter what. But let's say if he defends and goes to b6, what will be better for me and why? I think in the future, if I move my pawn up, my knight to c3, I'd like to eventually go to d5 or b5. So if I move my queen up and he tries to push it back with his pawn, say b pawn defending it and then c pawn later, then I won't be able to do that with my knight. So I like to keep that option available just in case. I gotta plan for mobility of pieces. I don't do that very well or very often, but I did this time, and hopefully it pays off. And as I play, hopefully I do it more often until I'm, very well off. All right. I like the idea eventually when my bishop to a3, but I can't yet. His queen's there, my knight will be protecting it. I kind of want his bishop gone so I can do that. Excuse me. See, I don't like that move. But if I capture and he captures with his bishop, I can move my bishop to a3 attacking his queen and preventing him from castling. Now, my knight won't be able to move and my pawn won't be able to move but my rook will be blocked in. Is it worth blocking my rook in for the purpose of that? I can move my knight to d2, my b knight. It won't be blocked in because my queen is protecting the pawn. So I like it. There you go. I'm gonna do this. Now I can capture that his queen. So I'm gonna do this first. His queen has to move up, and I can capture his queen, then capture his bishop. Otherwise, his bishop's for free. No, it's not. He had an option that I did not see, and I don't like that because that could have easily been a blunder for me. Anytime I don't notice something like that, that's a possibility of a blunder. So definitely don't like those. All right. I'm gonna do this. Okay. We both can capture a pawn. Yeah, that's fine. We can sweep up pawns. I think I have more threats towards him than he does towards me right now with my pieces, the way they developed. So I hope I can use that to win. Okay, so he's throwing my queen and my pawn at the same time. If I take the pawn with my queen, I'd be threatening checkmate. So he's not going to take the pawn. He has to answer that immediately. I want to make him answer that immediately. Okay. And he did. My knight in e5 will be threatening the bishop, but he can move his rook over because it's almost like a fork. If I attack the bishop, he takes it, and I take his knight. That would be a free piece. But if he moves rook to d8, and I can't do any of that. That's why it's good to understand if it's good position or not while I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Because if I do that, hoping for it, obviously, because he'd have to mess up, but if he did that, it would put me in a bad spot. Because I'd have no way to actually defend my knight while moving my queen to safety. Which would mean I'll lose my knight for free. So if it already was on e5, I would just take the bishop, he takes, I take his knight. So I can't because of the threat. I'm my pawn to c4. If he captures queen, move there, and move back, and same thing. But if he moves his rook over instead, now if I go to c4, and let's say he moves his rook over to d8, for example, the only safe squares for my queen would be c5 and g3. If I go to c5 and he moves the other rook over to c8, then I'd only have the b square to go to. He can like harass me like crazy. I might be able to get something out of it though. I'm gonna, if my rook over to d1 and he does that with his rook and I capture his knight, he can capture my queen and I capture his rook. That doesn't really look good for me that much. I can move to e1 right now first, threatening his queen. I'm gonna threaten his queen first. I think would be best is to threaten his queen first. And the other tactics are garbage. Like something can happen, but if he has stuff to prevent it, and I would be worse off. So there's no reason to do them. I think that's the difference between like a 1400 player and where I'm at. 1400 player would see that and try it, and then after enough times of, he'll get rewarded when it works, and when it doesn't work, gets punished, and then eventually get more structure. So now I'm gonna do that. Alright. I mean, it was probably possible to play c4, but it was just, I just see my queen threatened too much, and I didn't want to put myself in a bad situation. I couldn't calculate it fully, and I didn't want like a super bad situation to happen to me. So the double attack might be okay now against his queen and his bishop. Probably should have put a little bit more thought into that, but I felt comfortable. He can just take the pawn. No, he can't, because if I take the bishop, he can't take mine because my queen's defending it. I guess in chess the idea is to be perfect, and then if your opponent messes up, you win. That's basically it. Or you draw, if you both are. And right now, I'm definitely making mistakes a lot, so... Alright, so, I don't see I can defend against it properly unless he goes to f4 with his queen. Then I can take his knight. Regardless of what he did, I'm taking something. So, and he can't recapture. Yeah, he can't recapture. It doesn't mean it's game. I mean, obviously I can mess up and he can win back, so I need to make sure that for the rest of the game I don't leave any hanging pieces. And I make sure that wherever I go isn't attacked more than once, or, you know, I gotta play solid, boring chess from here on out. Instead of being very positional and trying to do stuff, I just have to be as basic as possible. And of course, as I get better, I'll find more ways to have like dazzling, crazy tactics that are like 4 or 5 moves deep. Not sure what he's doing, but trading pieces is the best thing for me right now. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna trade. Doesn't make anything worse for me. Yeah, I can't with my knight right now. If he takes with his knight, I take the pawn. I'm gonna take it with my pawn. I'm not sure what else he can do. I mean, if I take my rook, he obviously takes my other rook and calls check. That's tactics. If I take, he just takes with his knight. And then I can move mine to safety. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to give too many options. My time is running a little halfway, and I'm not trying to give him the opportunity or possibilities of tactics that can go wrong for me. So simple as possible is the best for me. And go to b2 and knight to f5 and, you know, whatever, attack his pawns or pieces. Move his knight out the way. Okay, if he wants to do that, I'll eventually get my bishop on the g1 diagonal. I can't right now because his rook is on. Alright. Yeah, because if I can get my bishop on that diagonal, if I can get my bishop on d4, he won't be able to move his knight at all. So I'm gonna move my bishop to e5, then my rook over to d1, and if we trade, then I move my bishop over there somehow. And if I can prevent him from moving, I might be able to capture him with my other rook. But of course, with that in mind, I have to make sure that my moves aren't going to hinder me in the process. And if I can get him on d4, I don't have to worry about pawns attacking him. So the only thing that's going to capture him would be, oh, he just let me have the file I wanted. All right, well, thank you. I guess. Thank you, whatever. Now your knight is completely useless, and my bishop can be used to attack the king side a little bit. Which one do I want to keep? Do I want my rooks in the center, or do I want them more towards the left? If I want it to the center, I move my A rook. If I want it towards the center, if I want it to my center, I move my A rook over. If I want it towards my left, I move my E rook over to D square. So, I want my rook to attack that pawn, the B pawn. So I'm gonna do this. Is the best way to go about it. Then move my rook over to B1 to attack the pawn. I'll try to get both of them. You might try to do a double attack against my bishop, which I can move my other knight to C2, so I'm not concerned about it. So the only bad thing is after my rook to B1, he can go to B6, and I can't capture it, because if I do, we're trading pieces, and my piece can be used for attacking and blocking. His piece would be completely useless, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to attack that. I might move my knight over to C4, attacking the pawn again, if I'm allowed, depending on his move. Okay, so he is definitely he's blocking it twice. If I move my knight over, he has to move his rook again, and I can capture with my knight. His knight, bishop captures. I didn't really want to trade my nice knight for his bad knight, but if it leads to another pawn being captured, and then a possible other pawn being captured, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just gotta be mindful of the back rank checkmate with every move, since my 3 pawns are in front of my king. So I would have to pay attention to that for like the rest of the game. And if I move a pawn, it most likely be the H pawn, 1 square, because I'm not trying to have him rip open my pieces by going to H4. So, all right. Well, for now, let's do this. He can't move his other rook to protect the pawn again, so I wanted to make sure that I do this properly. So if I capture, he captures, I capture, he captures, I capture with my rook, and I still have my back place defended. So, okay, that's fine by me. Let's trade some pieces. And you can't block his knight by going into moving his rook down, because I can just take his rook, so you can't protect and block. Now if I move my bishop over, he could have captured my knight, and then I'd just be, did all that for nothing. So I took it with my knight instead. And we're going to be trading pieces. I was hoping to trade a little more than that, but I'm all right. I'm probably shooting my pawn up to a4. It's guarded by my knight. Move my rook up, attacking the pawn. I'm gonna do that. Can he attack the pawn twice? The knight twice? I move that up. He targets my knight. I can't. I can't defend my knight twice. Once he moves on the 6th rank 6, because my knight, my other rook can't go up, be captured. So, all right. What is the best? I want to do the pawn anyways. He moves that up, I'll just move my knight out the way. I was just looking at the knight protecting the pawn and move my rook up and using it together to coordinate, but I see the appeal. I'm gonna do this. He's probably gonna move the other rook down, then I just move my rook to f1 like that. Trading pieces is only good for me. So let's go ahead and go over here. Target my pawn, I take your pawn. There you go. That's perfectly fine with me. Now, what is the plan from here? King's side or my side? I mean, his side or my side? He can't go solo and attack by himself. So I'm gonna bring him towards my side and march everything up. I think that's the best idea. Alright, so I'm gonna try to do this slowly and as soundly as I possibly can. I don't have much pawn tactics, so very surprising. Now, there is something I learned to make a pass pawn. I believe it would be g4. If he captures the h pawn, then what was it again? And move my f pawn up 1. And then if he captures, I capture. But his king messes the whole thing up. So my idea would be to block everything in. So let's see something. I'll try to block everything in and use my knight to win, basically. Alright, so I'll block them. Alright. No, it's pretty simple enough. He's probably going to resign. Oh, he did. Alright. That was a good game. Manningham came on pause. Click on join to unpause. I believe that's what you do. Not sure. Well, after I share this video, whoever won, I forget his name already, I'll definitely notice it because I'm gonna post it. So I always call my arena Benjamin 14, just because of my username, and I figured I might as well, you know. All right. These are good games. Definitely good games.